Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else in hopes that it will all end in a satisfying conclusion. Each story will get together. We will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game or just die. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they are a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Meme View Island.
To outwit, outplay, and outlast all the rest. This is Survivor 46.
Now for reference, we are only going to be observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned because they don't exist yet, and secret scenes will not be included. Let's be honest here, bro. And all character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. Now with that, Tim Swim's Speedo Spice is a college coach and also sexiest dad to ever exist from Atlanta, Georgia, and was also a contestant on Survivor 46. And as the season starts, Tim's tribe unfortunately loses the first reward challenge. But don't worry, they also get a chance to win the reward by doing a savvy task, but unfortunately Charlie and Ben absolutely are dog water at it and do not get it done. But that doesn't matter, because while they were doing the savvy task, Tim makes a very good bond with Maria because they are both parents.
Maria and I were rocking with the parent narrative.
Immediately locking in a #1 on day one. Legendary gameplay. And then all of the females decide to have a female alliance, which is not good because if you remember, Tim is in fact not a female. But don't worry, Tim sees the shenanigans that the females are trying to do and says, "Yo Charlie, yo Ben, we gotta stick together and vote out a female." And Ben's tribe wins immunity, so he is safe for this first vote. And that's all we hear of Tim for the first episode, so now let's move into episode 2. And in episode 2, Tim says his tribe is communicating very well. And then, instead of saying that Maria has an advantage, he says she has a benefit. He is playing 5D chess, boys and girls.
Maria has a benefit right now.
And then Tim's tribe wins again. And yeah, that's pretty much all Tim says for the episode. So let's move on to episode 3. Tim doesn't have any confessionals this episode. Tim also doesn't have any confessionals for episode 4. And now we're in episode 5, and the context for this episode is that Jim found an idol clue that says dig straight under where you found the clue, but she hid it in a different tree for someone else to find. It is being very sneaky weaky. And then Tim gets his boogie on, and zoo-wee mama, can that boy dance? And Tim is so good at the social game that he is even making bonds with the immunity statue. What a swag guy.
Tiki man, everybody wanna be in our business. Everybody wanna know what we talking about.
And then Tim is trying to figure out who planted the idol clue, and his guess is Jim, so he confronts her about it.
Would you wear advantage?
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
And then, unfortunately, for the first time in this game, Tim's tribe lost the immunity challenge, so they will be voting somebody out. But before that, Tim gets to go on a journey with Q and Hunter. And Tim didn't get an advantage from this journey per se, but what he did get was a pretty strong alliance. And then, yuck, Stinky Jim finds the idol. And then the guys decide that Jim has gotta go. And tribal council?
This person voted out of Survivor 46. Jim.
And then we had to episode 6, and Tim has officially made Mergatory. Can we please get a round of applause for my boy? Good job, bro. And Tim's tribe gets to the Merge Beach. And then, Q is upset with Tim for not telling Maria about the Alliance idea. And then Tim explains, no, I just wanted to let Mariah fill you guys out because that's how she works, which, you know, is a pretty good explanation. And then we get into the Mergatory Challenge, and Tim gets pit on one of the best teams in Mergatory history, and obviously they win. And then Tim throws out Mariah's name, and she goes out in a near unanimous vote. And then we get into episode several, and in this episode, the remaining players are split into 2 teams. Each team will be going to tribal council, and on Tim's team, we have Tim, Q, Kinsey, Ben, Hunter, and Tiffany. And sadly, Tim does not win immunity, Kinsey does. And Tim and Q are talking about the vote, and Tim thinks they should vote out Hunter because he is a giant physical threat. But Q thinks they should vote out Ben because he is the only person not in their 6-person alliance. And then Q says that Tim is going home tonight, he just doesn't know it. And then yada yada yada, skip past Venus having a mental breakdown. And then Q tells Kinsey and Tiffany that they're voting for Tim. And at Tribal Council, this happens.
7th person voted out of Survivor 46. Tim, need to bring me your torch?
This is one of the saddest moments of the entire show, and I was bawling like a baby on premiere night. If they don't bring Tim Swim's Speedo Spice back for another season, I say we all go to Jeff Probst's house and throw papayas at his face. Well guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys like the Papaya Papa himself, Tim Spicer, make sure to smack that like button and subscribe. And if you don't, why did you click on the video? Are you dumb? And also, Once Upon an Island, if you don't stop copying me, I'm going to sue you, buddy. I see what you're doing and it is not allowed. The only way for you to rectify your mistakes is to allow me to be on one of your Survivor 46 podcasts, and if you don't, I will use Liz's fat stacks of cash to hire Kane Flitzler as my lawyer and get you off of the internet forever.
Hey everybody, this is Bruce here for season 45 Survivor. Now I, Bruce, the greatest Survivor player to ever exist, demand that all of you subscribe to Mean View, that's M-E-M-E, View, and hit the like button, or if you don't, you end up like me on season 44. Alright? You don't want that, do you? Peace!